So just two speeds. The first, second, and two. Well, you could say they're low gears. I agree. For a regular tractor, two speeds is a bit too few. But this is not an ordinary tractor. This is the Postman, also known as the DT-75, tracked red with a tank on the side. But in reality, it's a unique machine. DT-75, VOLGAR, the brainchild of the Volgograd tractor plant. The 175 wasn't meant to replace the 75, but to aid national agriculture where the DT struggled during tough years. The machine started being produced during the difficult years for the country. The first tractor was released in 1986. The saga began with the perestroika, and it was completed in 1994, 3 years after the collapse of the USSR. I hope I don't need to explain what was happening to the country. But let's go back to the calm beginning of the 80s. At the 25th Congress, it was decided that the country needed new tractors, advanced, and so, by the 12th five-year plan, the Volgograd tractor plant produced a new tractor.
In communication with the Volgograd tractor builders, Lenin Ilyich Brezhnev expressed confidence that they would be among the top types of fighters. To implement the party's modern agricultural policy, they will do everything possible to increase the production of excellent packaged tractors.
Visually similar, but not quite the same. The Vol has a more brutal face. It stands out for the edge of the frame, and it's all about the unusual layout. I'm a doctor. Proctologist. But first, let's talk about the engine. SM-D66, D66, six-cylinder V-shaped diesel with direct fuel injection. The volume is just over 9 liters, with a power of 175 horsepower. It is, of course, liquid-cooled with turbocharging as well as with intercooler air cooling. For the youth, let's call it trendy with intercooler. So, the turbocharger KS11C1, essentially supplying air under pressure to the cylinders, and efficiently, well, you can see the starter. Everything, as Grandpa Lenin bequeathed, and as he wisely and thoughtfully said, has a remote start, meaning from the key in the cabin. Well, there's an incredibly advanced, technological squeegee. In the front, of course, there's a liquid radiator, and in front of it there's an oil cooler, but there's one catch. To clean the liquid radiator, you need to open this hatch and, like a bear after honey, scoop out all the debris from there. Another, on side. There's nowhere to hang weights in the front. Oh, there's a step. Everything is bolted to the frame. At the rear, there's an axle. It consists of the main drive, a planetary turning mechanism, and band brakes. By the way, the parts of the rear axle are the same as those of the DT-75 tractor. Comrade, remember, before starting work, you must absolutely and without fail always tap it with your finger. And I'm a guy all-powerful. I can even take my shoes off. Discuss downsides. DT-75 hitch is weak from powerful engine. Tracks are also weak. Tractor struggles to turn. The tracks are also weak. The tractor sometimes struggles to turn. The sprockets from the DT-75 are also weak. And now for the most interesting part, there's no conventional gearbox that we're used to. No, there is a 4-shaft gearbox, but there is also a torque converter. In short, it's like an automatic transmission. In the USSR, automatics were only installed on government vehicles and on the VOLGAR tractor. The undercarriage is structurally borrowed from the DT-75. It's elastic, spring-balanced, but everything is reinforced. For example, support rollers have a larger diameter and the rim is wider. The springs are made from a thicker rod. Even tracks were needed. New, wider, 47 cm. And the finger is more monumental. Instead of 22 meter, it's 25. These tracks are from the 70 series extended version. Here we actually have the extended ones from the 70 series. Oops. Well,
I'm creating a comfortable climate for myself in the cabin. Dust doesn't get into the cabin thanks to the excess pressure. The special damping shock absorber reduces vibration.
it looks like a 75-room room, but the 21st century has already arrived here. Well, in the vision of our ancestors, there's a climate control system here. Why are you smiling? What do you mean, was? Here it is. Samovar. Ventilation and purification system for artificial microclimate. The principle is simple. Outside air is drawn in, filtered, cleaned of dust, cooled, and humidified. The samovar is designed to purify 500 cubic meters of air per hour. Plus, there's a heater that should warm up the cabin to 20 degrees in winter. About the controls. Brake, steering levers, gas pedal, clutch, hydraulics, manual gas, and the torque converter lever that you need to turn on sometimes. There are armrests, a suspended seat, and lovely little carousels for the ladies that you can turn around, and when you rub them with your finger like this, they start to brighten up from the dust. How cute. To people with little cars, to you with breasts. First gear, and let's go. You see, the engine runs smoothly without jerks, with just the right amount of power. And with the attachment, it essentially does the same thing, because basically the torque converter is in essence working. The wide tracks enabled the tractor to work on various soils and handle many attachments. It is equipped with a 3-point hitch and a PTO, a 2-speed power takeoff shaft, rotating at 540 and 1000 revolutions per minute. The shaft can rotate at both 5 and 40 revolutions per minute and 1000 revolutions per minute. The controls are standard. I pulled the lever and the friction relaxed. And the track started to rotate freely. If it wasn't enough, I pressed the pedal, the brake tightened, and the tractor turns. The visibility is very good. I see everything. It's convenient to work. Everyone liked the idea of the VOLGAR. The speed in second gear is up to 30 km/h. A powerful engine and modern transmission. A comfortable, cool cabin. The weight is 8 tons. Quite acceptable for such machinery. So many hopes were placed on it by the Soviet people and the workers of the countryside. In the village, reliability and simplicity. Here we have hydraulics. On the clutch, on the transformer, of course, on the attachments. We weren't ready for the 21st century. Moreover, the cost of the tractor was twice as high. I won't even mention the quality. There's a very good little device here, the torque converter tachometer. If it's in the red zone at the bottom, you need to add more load to get it to the green zone. If it has moved into the red zone, you need to let off a little. And if you overheat the transformer, overload the tractor, it won't go anywhere. And now second gear. Foot to the floor.
And peace be upon you, indeed the hat flies off. Vasya, this is a farmer, like among tractors. 35 kilometers per hour. In such a machine, you drive to Bomgadu. Yes, in such a machine, you can drive to Bomgadu and no one will say a word.
In a short production time of 8 years, the DT-175 was modernized. They tried to improve it, but it was hard to compete with the DT-75 and similar machines. A total of 16,000 tractors of all modifications were produced. So what's going on with the factory today? Well, it's quite a story. There's nothing of that grand scale anymore, not even a trace of the bustling activity that once defined it. However, they are still making tractors, and thank God for that small but significant mercy. Tractors are essential for the agricultural community, providing the necessary machinery to cultivate and harvest crops efficiently. You always want to say, what if things had been different? What if the factory had continued to thrive? But no, we must accept the reality as it is. History art is written, we study it and draw conclusions, pass judgments. The hunt continues.
Can you work with a clear conscience and integrity when, out of 12 randomly selected tractors that passed the ATK certification, all 12 were rejected? Can you truly say you are acting in good faith? More and more complaints and claims are coming from the fields to the factory from the operators. Time demands a comprehensive restructuring, not only in production but also in the mindset of every working person, and efficiency.
Well, thank you so much, Maxim. I bow to the ground. Damn, I'm just thrilled. Super tech. Maxim, the engine lives on. You're not selling, are you? Subscribe to the Farmer channel, of course, Sergey Moto. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.